Oh, let's go. Nice. Hi, Melon. I did a little bit of work offline to this, but still not kind of perfect. Because one of the problems that I was having before, I mean offline, was trying to get the menu so it would be called up, and then when you click the menu again, I'm not sure which keys got set up. That's tab, yep. Anyway, when you called the menu, it wouldn't cancel the menu, so I got that sorted out, and all of these now should function as normal. Unfortunately, the thing with the mouse, I haven't quite figured that out yet because you can only have keyboard or mouse at the moment, not sort of both of them. So we'll keep it that. But I think something okay, that's be a problem. Hey Floormore, welcome to the stream. So we're gonna have another problem here, and I haven't quite figured it out. I guess I'm just gonna delete that. Uh, Profile. I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, the mouse is a little bit. It's kind of weird because you can have the keyboard or the mouse, but not both. At least without a little bit of extra tweaking. I haven't figured out how to do that just like properly yet. But I think for this, we're just going to start straight away with the profile. Oh, first of all, let us set the gender. Yeah, that's testing. Set gender to male. Yep, literally just started. So all is good. Menu position. So the menu we're going to call is profile, I guess. Also, the thing in I think the loops in Bakin is broken because in SGB the same sort of thing when you have like the loops, it doesn't quite work the same way that it does in Bakin. So I don't know what's going on, but let's see. We will. I'm just checking this to see if it's all correct. So if the gender is male, then it will display that. If it's female, display that. That's right. And cursor. the debug. Position 1, profile, sit down and right. Yeah, the start loop and end loop. I mean, it does work, but it just doesn't work the same way quite that it did in Bakin. So it's kind of like a little bit, it tends to weird out sometimes depending on where you put it. I am going to open up on the other screen. I'm going to open up Smile Game Builder for a reference. That's where I got my that's where I got my menu ultimately. Just going to use it for like a reference for text and layout and all of that lovely stuff. So for the profile, menu array equals 1. And I'm not sure I entirely need this. But anyway, I should have just created a new event, but yeah. It was supposed to work in Smile Game Builder. The way it works in Bakin, handle being constantly true, and conditions for false to exit the loop. Yeah, yeah. Because with that's just the thing. It worked in sort of that's what I mean about a little bit different. Um, I'll go through it a bit later because to be honest, what I try to do is literally just port over everything as it is from SGB into Bakin, copying the basic layouts and stuff. And sort of, it's probably stuff that I have overlooked because I was trying to rush it through. So it may actually be literally an oversight on my part. Okay, let's see. So for this, I don't think we're gonna need this either. But image 5. One is the base, 0 is the background, 2 is the tablet, 5 is the cursor. Okay, so 5. And I actually forget that this is these images here. I keep on forgetting that they're tailored for smaller resolution for SGB. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, Bakin can translate from SGB very well. The only problems obviously would arise the nature of the variables because they have like different types of variables. The SGB essentially only has two, the strings and the numerical. Um, I would say about 80% of the events will translate successfully into Bakin. So we need cursor position. Um, so this one would be 1, and that should call up. That should call it up. It'll be the local menu. Turn off. Okay. Okay, cool. That actually works quite well. A lot of the porting over is fairly easy. There are obviously other areas that Bakin would get caught up in. The graphics, models, that kind of thing would be slightly smaller. I guess it doesn't automatically upscale always. And obviously there's like the events. Perhaps I should do a video of this to sort of like just port over some demo that I did and then go through all of the like areas. That would be pretty cool. Do a live stream or something that would make it a lot easier. And then we can go through all of the problems, perks, and benefits all together. Okay, so technically this this should be if since that works, got to keep number 1 and got to keep 0. So this can be 2. I'm going to test to see. There you go. That's cool. So when you press the menu, that instead of having the menu key, I think we should have the cancel key. Just so it doesn't conflict. I did do a little bit offline, as I said, and so this sort of may be a little um, this may be a little bit sort of I don't even know what the right word is, but what we are going to do um, if the okay, if the gender if yeah, okay, I got it. If the gender is male, then we're going to display uh, this image probably around here. Maybe make this slightly bigger. Mm, needs to be probably about 30 to the left. One of the um, one of the things that SGB they had added to it, was because you could actually see the zoom function. That's the wrong one. You could actually see the zoom function right in where you specify the coordinates, the display image and stuff, because that's very useful, because this makes all the difference. And I think they should add that to this as well. So if not male, then we'll have the female. Change the female, see how that works. So the menu works, and so does the profile. Cool. Yeah, I miss it too, because especially when images need to be slightly larger or smaller, it makes it a little bit sort of too fiddly to um, juggle things around, because often you have to just go in here, change the settings slightly. Preview, definitely a preview button as well. I completely agree. So the next one, we got a lot of switches here. When the tutorial's on, check the controller type. This is what it is in SGB, by the way, right? So here, if the tutorials is on, you can if the controller type is keyboard or the gamepad, then you have, like, at the bottom you have the keyboard controls as well. So the next one, this is a page which is irrelevant for our purposes here. Just put that back. So, um, right, once again for the SGB for the reference, and next thing here, the relevant part, we are going to need name, age, and gender. So for that, for name, gender, that to yellow. This would be the name character. Uh, okay, just trying to organize my screen. It's getting a bit cluttered. It's the screen too. So what would be, I forget, I made the tutorial on it, but I forget what the command is for the name. \h, and whatever name is on the card. Right, yes, we can just call this MC. Name here /h. And then the age, I just set in a variable because it's going to be changed. The idea was that it's going to be changeable. And so this would be MCH gender, MC gender. Gender. We'll need to set up the player attributes. Uh, Add it under the cross save variables. Because then that way, if ever there is a sequel to the Untitles, then it could just port over. So main character is 19 years old, maybe 20. that should work. Right. Yep, there you go. So we need to set this here. And this is where this is definitely where the preview and the preview button would come in handy, because you can specifically task everything. It would be 240, 160. Maybe that wouldn't be right. Yeah. Yeah. So the next part, occupation and status. And status needs to be a string. It probably would have been easier just to port this directly over, like import export, or export import. But I decided to do it this way because it's a lot easier, I guess. And we'll have this 50. Occupation student. Occupation. Keep it that for now. Actually, no. Have a string there instead. Status. And status. Uh, that should be a string. Dummy me. I tell you what. When one of the things that I have learned during all of this is how to implement the arrays. And the arrays in Bakin is an absolute godsend. It really is. Because it means, like, essentially you can have unlimited variables now. And because you can cross them, I did have glitches I had some major glitches, so that's why I did it offline, and I was experimenting with the different things because it's not just a simple matter of porting it over. As I said, a couple of tweaks that I did, and it seemed to work. So, yeah. And this time around, if there are any additional glitches, I'll try to have the patience to fix them here live stream. So we want the MC M status. At the moment, that would be single. Doesn't matter which one. Let me see this one. Occupation and MC. That should still work. Okay, that needs to come down at least 100 more. Let's try 70 more. Should be good. So what else have we got? Relationships. What have we got here? Gee, I've actually forgotten how I set this up. So calling the menu, that's it. Oh, okay. That's how I set it up. This was initially where it was like the idea is you have a page 1 and 2, and then you have traits and all of that. I'll deal with that like way later because I really have no clue how to flesh this out yet. So with that, I'm going to keep this up. Well, one of the things as well that I like about SGB is even if you have the playtest window open, you can still open up the the common events and such. But in Bakin, you don't seem to be able to. So it's primarily just for a little bit of reference, because I like to compare often when you go on playtesting, and then you're sort of going in there and seeing what's what. But in Bakin, you can't do that. Um, Specifically, it's like for layouts and things. So if the string we should put this actually across variables. Okay, offline. Then string This one would be GFBF. And GFBF text, I think. And CGFBF. Yeah. The map generator, yes, that is absolutely awesome. Have you tried the, when you go in to generate the map, have you tried the image generator yet? It's a sweet girlfriend. And this one would be name. Yeah. Otherwise, your boyfriend. And this one would be Fred. Incidentally, these two names here, they're a little bit of a nod to my very old unfinished game, Enigma of the Wolf. I think I have a video on it, or Ash does when he was playing through it. It was for a game jam, and yeah, that's where the illusion comes from. The image editor is really cool, but I think it's still a little bit sort of temperamental and fickle, because you have to know exactly what you're doing as far as the colors and all of that. I remember in one live stream where I did that, and it ended up being the map size was absolutely humongous. It was awesome. Probably good for, probably not good for populating it with trees. Like these ones I have here, these are high polygon ones, and if I were to put in trees in that generated map, it would probably crash even my system. It's just, I tried to crash it, but it didn't quite work. You know what? I think maybe it's a bit of a challenge a bit later. I'm going to see exactly what it takes to crash Bakin on my system, because at the moment, no matter what I've done, what I've thrown at it, however many assets and stuff, um, I have not managed to crash it. So that's it. Yeah, absolutely awesome. The random pen before, when it was just like a key press, I think it was correct me if I'm wrong, it was like control, it was alt control shift something, and you could just change it. Now you just don't even have to worry about it. It's actually got it in the menu. I use that very often. So this should be so why have I got it like Oh, I see. On Bakin, I've got it with this sort of this is the relationships, and let's say 380. Um, this would be number 7. So on Smile Game Builder, it is best friend, who would be Gia, and then X. So this is where the string for the MC EF goes, depending on the gender. I tend to focus on 2 genders. Maybe maybe for those who desire the more mature content, carefully choosing my words here, I should have a choice of preference at the beginning, but put it on subscribe star so that if people want that kind of content, then there'll be 2 versions, one for that kind of content, but one for this. And we'll see. So this, and then MCGBF name. Which probably would be, let's try 7. Let's try 430 for that. Crashed on the live stream, but generating an event. Then on collision, I have an event tried. Oh God, I must admit I haven't watched your previous live stream yet. I haven't had the time, but I will. I got like today and tomorrow off, so I'll probably catch up with it tomorrow proper. Um, but it's fun when you can kind of like push an engine to beyond its limits. It's funny because with Unreal Engine, that used to crash for me quite often because it was like it ended up being a DirectX problem. But there's kind of like I found a workaround that you could do that, and I think they've also updated it so it's DirectX 11 and 12 compatible. But with Unreal Engine, they can have like literally millions of polygons on one screen. I calculated that I must have had. I created this like really cool, like a cave system, an internal cave system, and created all of the models. And actually, it was from Megascans mostly. And inside it, the actual cave system itself was fine. It had like must have had billions of like polygons all at once, and it ran fairly smoothly. Now the problem is when I tried to put the lighting in, and I think the lighting, the lumen, I think they call it, is sort of put it as a kind of like more dynamic one. That crashed my system so bad I literally had to press reset. So it's literally like light overload. But I probably did something wrong there. It's one of the things I absolutely love about Unreal Engine, especially 5, is their lighting. But you have to, even with some of the sort of like really high spec computers, um, whoops, even with some of the high spec computers, yes, it destroys it. Because it's intended to be like completely realistic, and it is a destroyer, you know. So what do we do here? Oh, I see. I see. Change the wrong X variable instead. Let's try 300 for that. And it'd be 310 for that. But 370 for this. It is ironic how, especially in Unreal Engine, you can have like billions of polygons on screen, and yet you do something simple like adding special effects. It doesn't tend to doesn't work properly. Or I mean, it does work, but it just uses up so much memory. I will be right back. I'm gonna get more coffee. All right. I'm back. Got my coffee now. So we're going to test this. Just to see. For bloody hell. Here we go. All messed up, of course. Again. Hoo-hoo, fishing game. I think in any you gotta have a fishing game in any RPG. I think personally that's like a definite must. So what have we got here? This is all messed up. That's 240. That should be 240 and put that at 350, I think. 240. Try that. Mm. One of the I am working on a little mini game, by the way, for Bakin. It's based on, well, actually there are two. There's one is kind of like a variation on 21 Pontoon Valley, whatever you like to call it. And the other one I'm working on is um, it's kind of like a variation on the game Craps, sort of like, but it's my variation. So, like instead, I would have to study the rules of Craps in particular, and then sort of just do a little tweak. And I've got this cool little animation where when you roll the dice, you will actually see an animation of the dice roll. That's something you couldn't really do easily in SGB, but in Bakin it is much, much easier. So I'm looking forward to showcasing that. But, nowadays I tend to have only sort of 2 days off, really, to kind of like focus a lot on, like, completely dedicate to Bakin. I think this would probably merit just not having a double knee line. This 350 plus, say, 390. That should be good. I'm going to move on after this because I'm going to get the profile done, roughly. Yeah, that's a bit better. it that way. So the next one would be the bio. And is this just that? One cat. Which would be why is 160? It's kind of uh goodness sake. Smile boom. We need to be able to click directly on the text and move it across instead of all of this like guesswork here. Because this sucks. Where is that? Yeah. Click directly on there. The hitbox for the text movement is obviously a bit sort of out of range, so that needs to be addressed. Okay, since I forgot, since this is like a it's the 1920 by 1080 screen that I've got, so I keep on forgetting that, and I keep on referring to the SGB, which is the 721. So that should be good. Random object placements. yeah, yeah, kinda, sorta, and it is annoying, and it is. I that's why I prefer to do a lot of that sort of thing. You know, a lot of it is manual because with the manual random stuff, you have a lot more control, in my opinion. Let's see, just reading Discord a minute. Okay, I'll deal with that later after the stream. Anyway, so the SGB, the next thing would be the bio, and once again we need to do the gender thingy jiggy. So if the string I am going to change this so that it's like the cross variables, just because if MC gender is male, then we have this. Should paste that there. And what was the character's name? The MC Shy guy. How many characters? I don't know. I've never tried this, but I don't know if this is actually limited. This SUB's was. There's OG. Cool. Very cool. So in SGB, I could only type this, and this would actually need a separate display string as image. So no need to do that now. Never tested that before. Yeah, for the text display, limited to a certain characteristics. Oops. It was limited to the number of characters you could actually have, but it seems like they've expanded it a little bit, so it should be fairly good. However, okay, that's why. MC. MC first name, MC last name. Haven't done that yet. So that's what I wanted to check. Just put this for now. So evidently that doesn't display. Because gender is female. I wanted to test this anyway. For the strings, it's an introverted, shy gal. She prefers staying indoors, studying and reading. She's taking her master's in parapsychology at the University of Parastudies. Probably have to do a little bit of tweaking for the. I don't think this overlaps either. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Yeah. So technically, this can be moved probably closer to the central guideline. Since it allows okay, let's put this at 9:30. Hmm. Let's see. Yes. Well, well. Don't even know about the limitations of this, but that needs to be changed. I did indeed. So this can be deleted. This can be number 8. And so can this. And put this at 240. There, this is the heat you're on about. Just put that. Hey, Zen. Welcome to the stream. How are you? How have you been doing? It's been a long time I haven't seen you. Let's do that. So that needs to go up a little bit more, and perhaps we can get away with putting it just a little bit more there. That's great. I'm doing okay, I think. Just focusing on the time off. I have like 2 days off. Make the most of it for sure. But it is hopefully 2023 will be a much better year for all of us, because the past few years certainly have not been, I think that's kind of like it's that saying, order out of chaos. So the past 2, maybe 3 years have certainly been chaotic, and now things may start returning to some kind of order. That's 160. That's why. 160 and let's see, 870. This one should be good. Yeah. Okay, so technically speaking, staying can be up there, our psychology can be up there. That's fine. Are you working on any specific projects then? Or just kind of like, watching others primarily? There's staying like that. That should be good. 870, 160, 870, 60. Introverted, he prefers staying indoors reading. We can have probably get away with doing it that way. Testing it, the female. Yeah, love working on. Just hard to get quite time to think. I agree. I agree. Yeah, that's okay, I think. Might have to change the background slightly so it's a little bit darker, because it's too light around here. So we'll do that a bit later. Um, but that's okay. I'm going to test this for the gender now, for the male. And yeah, that's okay. We get away with it. I don't know if there's an object placement limit. I mean, to be honest, I had this one map which is sort of, all of it, basically every model that I'd created, including all of the trees and the snow effects and all of that, just basically going on. I dumped them all on one map, and it was quite a big map, and didn't have any problems. So there may be, but I don't think I've discovered limit yet. Yeah. I think basically it's sort of it would depend because there's no the real limitations would probably be only the end user's system because obviously if you've got like a thousand models or something as an example on a relatively small map, then it might sort of you know start cluttering things up. And the bigger maps, yeah, maybe. It's just these dumb rocks. Yeah. Great seeing it. Yeah, this project, this is the Untitleds. I'm sure you remember this from SGB. I wasn't even gonna touch upon this, and I did a poll, and relationship sim was the number one overwhelmingly project to work on in Bakin. But the problem is, um, I have absolutely no idea where to take it or where to go with it. So I'm sort of taking a sabbatical, if you like, uh, and focusing on the Untitles, but not really the game itself. I think this is more to do with the menu to see if I can do it or if it can be done, and that's basically the purpose of these live streams is to get these kinds of things basically ported over. Okay, so on the SGB, you can see here on the SGB side of things. After this, there's it's got like a page system. I showed that in oh, I've forgotten about this. What does this say? This is an experiment fleshing out the characters. Not sure if we implement it back in mind. Yeah. Um, we're going to have a page system, but I'm not going to focus on that too much this time. This will be just the simple one. So need to delete some images here, play tested. Okay, it's basically 7, 8, and 9 need to be deleted. Re-importing some things is actually the bane of my existence. I'm still learning all about like normals and masks and all of that lovely stuff to make the models pop out, especially with the rocks. I had this bright idea to create like a cave system, an entire cave system with proper models and all of that, but couldn't quite get all of those details to just pop out yet. So back to the drawing board. 5 it would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. The image. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that should be good. Yeah. Trying to change from MV to SGB. Yes, a little bit hard, but it can be done. And like you said to me, you got this. Okay, so that does work now. Eventually, this part of it is going to be fleshed out a little bit more of the bio, and the idea in the original SGB version of the Untitleds is this bio would essentially change depending on your actions. It's kind of like a sort of little. This is the basic, and then whatever his actions would be, then you'd add like a little bit of this updated profile and whatever, and same way with this. The current girlfriend, if he has one, would be going here, along with any other friendships and relationships, including enemies, because in TU you're going to make some enemies. So that's the idea of this. And then eventually the age is going to dynamically, when I get the calendar system done on his birthday, the age will dynamically change as well. And the same way with the occupation, he's obviously he or she is still going to be a student, but it will also have the occupation, sort of a part-time job or something. And then depending on whether you've got the girlfriend, status will change too. That's the basic idea behind it. I will also change the size of this off screen, all of these, so that it stretches down more down here on the right hand side. It looks a little bit less. Mind you, haven't said that. What do you think? This looks pretty good as it is. Maybe just move it more towards the edge, or just have it like a big, you know what I mean, sort of bigger so it fits snugly across there. I don't know. I rather like that. Okay, so the next one. Yeah, good old jumping. So the next one would be the stats. For that, if you're interested, this is basically what the stats are. Do a play test of the SGB one to get an idea. Okay. So, photo songs, blah, blah, blah. Need some probably some cross variables for these as well. Just in case there's like a second one, and most likely there will be, because I was thinking about, I was looking at the plot and all of the writings that I've currently done, and I've written the entire plot for the Untitles. It was just unfinished in Smile Game Builder, primarily because of its sort of certain limitations with models. Didn't quite work the way that I had wanted them to, because you had to like literally reduce the amount of polygons. With Bakin, it's not so much a real problem anymore. Um, Welcome back. Anyway, so it's not really so much of a problem anymore. You can have like a higher poly count, and lots of different effects. So, with that in mind, reading through all of the plot details, I had actually found that there are a few places in the plot that might merit a sequel. That is, to flesh it out a little bit more and tie up any loose ends. And it would be really cool if, say, I did have this idea for the original The Untitleds, where you'd play either as the male or female characters, and then in the second one you'd have it from the best friend Gia's point of view. So it would like literally be two perspectives of the same story all rolled into one and kind of like all tied in together. But we shall see. Having it fit from top to bottom would look good. Yeah, kind of like this, more so than this. Have it where it sort of like covers the entire top to bottom. That's what you mean. Yeah, I think that would look rather cool. Okay, so now to test. Bearing in mind this goes in logical order, so this would be stats. Menu is off. Menu is off. And array variable is equals to 2 this time. We would then have cancel key. I just copied that, I think. What? I'm always doing that for some reason. Just sort of, oh no. Cancels -1. Otherwise, I don't think I actually need this. Okay. That. Don't know. I might mess this up. Hopefully not. Yeah, that's cool. So basically, don't need that because that was the background. You've already got the background set. So with the stats. Oh. This is what I'm going to go for now. A bit later, I'm going to decide like which categories to go into because we have like different categories. Not necessarily another sub menu because that will be like too much. But starting with this. And oh, here we go. I gotta find the damn thing now. Assets for projects. No. Image. There it is. The next one is this would need to be number 3. I don't know. Let's see. Photos. Gallery. Songs jukebox. Documents. Easter eggs. Places found. Chapters. Chapters complete. Keep it as that for now. Yep. I'm going to put a little note here. Column 1. So no. Column 2 to the right. Column right. Column left. Yeah, okay. Doing some cross references. The next one. I am going to end the stream shortly after this particular one, by the way. Got this one, the achievements done, or the stats done. So that would be 5, and achievements, trophies, secrets, puzzle pieces. Yes, it has puzzle pieces. You collect puzzle pieces, and then when you've got the complete picture, you get an award or a trophy or something. They're going to be well hidden, by the way. Very well hidden. It's been nice seeing you too, Zen. Yeah, when you have a happier New Year and a great rest of the New Year. Thanks for popping in. Background pictures. All right. So that I need to change this specify position so the x coordinate can probably be around. Oh. Probably around there. That looks about right. This one, on the other hand, could probably. Okay, so color. A nice yellow. We will have to set these variables up, no doubt, but yeah, I'll do that a bit later. So, number of photos. out of 12. There are 12 photos. That might change a bit later. This is a good test to see exactly how many characters you can actually put here. Number of songs. Of 15. Number of documents. 30 documents you need to collect. Might change all of these values a bit later depending on how things go. The number of Easter eggs. Let's put it that way. 12 Easter eggs. There are actually more. Number of places or locations. Box. 15 in total, like the 15 big ones. And finally, chapters. Well, well, well. This is awesome. You can actually put a lot more information in here, because I think like with SGB it would probably be limited to about here in the characters. But with Bakin, much more. That is awesome. So the next one, number 6. And then we would see do it this way. Number of achievements. That'll do. Um, 15 achievements. Trophies. Yellow color variable. Number of secrets. A lot of the secrets in the game will be very secretive, and you will have to really look for the secrets to find them. And that means explore everywhere, everything, because there are going to be no clues as to where those secrets are. Just put puzzle. 25 puzzle pieces. Let's make it. Let me see. It would be like that. That seems a little bit wrong, because it would be an even number. So it's like just 6x6 grid. So it would be 36 puzzle pieces. Or maybe 24, because 6x6, yeah, that was the original one. Limited to the screen size. Now that would be very interesting. I will have to test it out in different screen resolutions, because since this is 1080, the 1920 by 1080, it'd be interesting to know how it all fits on a smaller or larger screen. I mean, my monitor can go up to 4K. But I never really used that size. It was all about testing it out, right? Background. See, and it would be 10 backgrounds to collect. And posters. 12 posters to collect. And I need to figure out the size, or the X. Okay, 240. That's 17. Okay, 17. Times 8, that would be 136. We'll try that. 408. I think that's how I calculated it the last time. Just put this down to 360. First of all, that wouldn't work as it is right now because of this. Oh, okay. So after that, need to assign that to many two. That should be good. Hmm. So obviously that's not correct. It was I did calculate that. Okay, 17. 17 times 8. What? Times 8 times 4. What the hell is... Wow. Cancel everything. I thought the CE was cancel everything, and then the C was just cancel. 544. This might be slightly off. 4. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That's probably closer to 3.5 that I had. And this is where the variables would go. They're obviously not showing up because are none. And then off stream, I will fix this so that it's like a little bit more towards here with the proper settings for the variables. In the meantime, that's it. I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks for coming in, and we'll see you in Discord. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Pleasure. TTFN.